Hello and welcome to an episode of Historically Marked. I am Jason in Memphis, Tennessee, and I'm right behind Sun Studios, which calls itself the birthplace of rock and roll. And I'm going to take you on a tour in there. They did not want any videography or flash photography, but I did take plenty of photos with my phone, which I'll be narrating and showing you throughout this video. But first, I'm going to show you the outside of the building and some markers. So here we go. And I am hoping that, yes, this is the place where Elvis was discovered, as well as Johnny Cash and this killer right here. No, he wasn't a killer, but he was nicknamed the killer, Jerry Lee Lewis. Oh, would you look at that? Somebody made a tire sculpture. A lot of stickers. That is Johnny Cash, by the way. Carl Perkins. Now it does lay claim to the title, the birthplace of rock and roll. Of course, I know it's been debated among many people, like New Orleans, that's where the sound originated. Cleveland, that's where the DJ Alan Freed once coined the terms rock and roll, but I don't know. I don't think there's any official place where it was made, but here's all the artists. Of course, Elvis is on the bottom. And no, Gene Simmons, not to be confused with the Kiss co-leader with Paul Stanley, that's not him. But in later years, however, many acts have recorded here, like Def Leppard, Sam the Sham, the Judds, Marty Stewart, U2, Beck. And they said tonight they leave the studio open from 5 to midnight. So you never know who's going to drop in here. It could be somebody, I don't even know if you have to have reservations. I'm sure you do, depending on who you are. If you're a nobody or somebody, but you never know who's going to drop in tonight. Maybe Taylor Swift will, no, I'm just kidding. She's in Europe right now, but don't ask me how I know that. Maybe, who's another hot artist today? Post Malone. Maybe he'll be here reliving history. That is the $1 Million Quartet, and that was taken in 1956. And that was technically Elvis, you know, should not have been in that picture, but he was there just hanging out with Jerry Lee Lewis, Carl Perkins, and Johnny Cash. And since Elvis was under contract with RCA for legal reasons, they were not allowed to release the jam session they were doing. But they did. But Sam Phillips did record it. Sam Phillips, we're going to learn more about him, but it wasn't released till 25 years later, and it's available on streaming services as well as vinyl. And yep. All right. So that's the entrance, and they do tours by the top of the hour. Tennessee Music Pathways. And this is designated as National Historic Landmark. Well, it possesses a lot of history. 2003. Okay, so this began as the Memphis Recording Service. And again, it wasn't always a record label. We're going to learn more about that too. All right, Sun Records. In the early 1950s, Sun Records was a small recording studio located here at 706 Union. Owned and operated by Sam C. Phillips, Sun Records became nationally known for giving many local area artists, both black and white, their start in the recording industry. These included Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, Jerry Lee Lewis, Roy Orbison, Carl Perkins, Charlie Rich, B.B. King, Rufus Thomas, Howlin' Wolf, and others. And this marker was placed here in 1985, and there's more. Elvis Presley and Sun Records, a little bit more detailed. In July 1954, Sun Records released Elvis Presley's first recording. That record and Elvis's 4 that followed on the Sun label changed popular music. Elvis developed an innovative and different sound combining blues, gospel, and country. That quality made Elvis a worldwide celebrity within 2 years. He went on to become one of the most famous and beloved entertainers in history. Sun Records introduced many well-known people in all fields of music. Generations of musicians have been affected by those who recorded here, and especially by the music Elvis Presley first sang at Sun Records. So one of the most famous records here was Rocket 88, and that's cited to be the first real rock and roll song. That was done by Jackie Brinston, but it was Ike Turner that played on the record. But that was recorded here, and I'll show you the room. later in the slideshow. But when Sam Phillips sold the recording to Chess Records, and they ended up, and Chess Records made a lot of money off of it, Sam Phillips was like, you know what, I'm going to start my own label. And that he did. And that, of course, was a wise move for the entrepreneurial mind of Sam Phillips.
This is what the public area looks like when you walk in. Just tell the people at the counter when you'll do the tour, and they'll give you an admission ticket. While you wait, there is plenty of memorabilia to browse on the wall, including the original Crown Electric Company sign, where Elvis Presley worked while recording for Sun. Once you start the tour, you'll learn about the radio station WHBQ Studios, and you'll see the actual old control booth. This was originally located inside a hotel in Memphis. It was where Elvis's first recording of That's Alright was first spun and played. Also, notice the broken records on the floor. There are plenty of pieces of old Sun memorabilia to browse, as well as learning about Mr. Phillips and its early history, mostly about its blues artists that Sam loved recording, such as Bobby Blue Bland, as well as a group of prisoners named the Prisonaires, which recorded an original song, Just Walking in the Rain, in 1956. Also, some more Elvis stuff, including his alumnus, Hume's High, as well as its old yearbook with Elvis's famous yearbook picture. Then you'll be making your way downstairs, where you'll see reproductions of the old offices and studio. Don't forget to touch the microphone, as this is a perfect photo op. Also, don't forget to tip your tour guide. On your way out, be sure to check out the souvenir shop, where you'll find lots of stuff, including, of course, records, or if you want to call it vinyl.
And by the way, just in case you're wondering, now Jack White, as I'm sure you know, is one half of, well, formerly one half of the White Stripes. He's also in the Raconteurs and the Dead Weather. But anyway, he owns Third Man Records based in Nashville, and he currently owns the Sun imprint, and he is responsible for, in case you're wondering about the whole reissue thing, and I know you don't need me to tell you that vinyl has made a comeback, as well as a lot of collectors and youngsters are back to loving vinyl again, but they do sell new vinyl, and Jack White, he has done quite a great job restoring and reissuing a lot of stuff that was on this, that was recorded here. So yeah, just a little trivia. And then and by the way, 1965 was the year Sam Phillips sold the label. Thanks so much for tuning into this episode of Historically Marked, a rock and roll / Elvis edition, and I hope you learned a lot. I know, I mean, I respect the wishes to those places that you can't take videos in, and I mean, as long as I don't, then nobody else should either, and that should be the rule. Photos, definitely. It's better than nothing, I suppose. But I do hope you learned a lot about rock and roll history in this series, as well as this place. I mean, it's a National Historic Landmark for a reason. All right, I am Jason in Memphis, Tennessee, signing off.